Hey there guys, and welcome back to Factorio Tightening the Belt. We are probably on the last episode here, I think, is going to be, this is going to close it out. So, as you can see, things are moving. Things are on the bus. We're doing research. The base is on, and it's a very exciting time. The base is running pretty much completely full blast. We're doing about 1.6k science a minute for most of these. A little more for some, a little less for others. The ones that are less are likely due to actually being backed up on the belt, like purple science. If we take a look, maybe a little bit backed up, hopefully, or stuff isn't working. That is possible too. No, you can see it is backed up a little bit here. Well, actually, no, it is short on furnaces. So there's a few little kinks, but for the most part, we are doing 1.6 a minute for everything. And we've done quite a few researches while waiting for me to do this video, essentially. And why is my inventory always full of stuff? I do want to know why we don't have furnaces, though. Do they look supplied? Did I calculate this wrong? They don't have enough steel. That seems to just be a inserter issue, which is unfortunate. Yikes. Okay. Well, this is somewhat of a problem. There's a few solutions here for something like this. Let's start over here, and let's do that, and then that, and then take this and do, you don't really quite need that much. Do that, and yeah, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna, I really don't know what blueprints, I want to show you, there's some specific stuff I want to show you guys, but I want to get this fixed first. Oh my goodness. Go away. Blueprints. I don't want all these blueprints. Holy cow. Dude. So, what was I doing? Like, how did I do this? What's happening? Where's my brain? Okay, here we go. So, there's that. And then this one actually could just go like that. Okay, so there's that. And then what we'll do, to make this a bit easier, is we'll just blueprint that. And we'll go in here and we'll get rid of you, get rid of you. It's a lot of steel. Get rid of that. There's actually a ton of steel, no wonder my inventory's full. And then here, what we'll do is simply something along those lines. Paste it down, except something, okay, no, there we go. Duh. And then this, I guess I'll just do kind of by hand, because the blueprint is obviously too long. But this should hopefully get, like, it's not a shortage of steel yet, although now that we do this, it may be. But I think it was more of a, just not enough insertion. In fact, it's like we have potentially the same problem with stone, which unfortunately does not have the same fix because we're a little blocked. Alternatively, well, no, not really. I was going to say we can move this up, but awkward. I'm not actually sure. I don't think we can actually increase this anymore. That's a problem. Oh well. So basically, things are running. It's awesome. There's not really a shortage of materials. There's just some insertion issues here and there. Like fixing up, we had to fix up the inserter and belt thing a little bit to make that work a bit better. As you can see, we're doing research. Already launched like 100 plus rockets in addition to what we'd already launched earlier in the playthrough. But there's some things I want to show you. So I had, well, Mojo came in, and then Zuri, Matt Zuri offered to come in and help with the oil because the oil had some issues. I don't know if I covered this in an episode, but it had some issues where we were backed up totally on petroleum, like constantly, and it was in kind of a really weird spot because it was backed up, so we could never make like solid fuel for, you know, because we didn't have light oil, and we couldn't do the lube because we didn't have heavy oil, and I literally could not drain it fast enough, the petroleum. So Zuri offered to come in, and he did some awesome little smart stuff to help. So first of all, what he did is he hooked us up, and actually let's run down there so we can look at the combinator settings. He hooked up a little smart thing for basically with petroleum in comparison to light oil, which really helps kind of get things moving, because what we're actually doing is we have a couple plants here which we're going to run by that are turning petroleum into solid fuel. Now, typically, this is not good to do. I always recommend against it because it's a very bad ratio, right? This is 1 solid fuel from 10 light oil, whereas this takes 20 petroleum for a solid fuel. But thanks to Zuri's smart thing, this isn't running all the time. It only is working if we have a huge amount of excess. So we have a tank here with petroleum, and this just connects to all the builds. And then we have a tank here with light oil, so, and then a pump. So what Zuri's done is he's taken, he hooked this tank up to a combinator. Same with this tank. They both go in the input, and the output goes to this pump. And basically it's comparing them. So it's reading the contents, and this is basically saying petroleum minus light oil equals, and the outputs that amount in D. And then this is going to work if D is greater or equal to 20,000. So basically, if petroleum is more than 20,000, like if there's more than 20, I'm trying to think how to say this. If petroleum is more than 20,000 over light oil, then this should work, basically, is my understanding. Because, like, let's say we have 25,000, and this thing has 15,000, or something, or, right? Yeah, or something. Hold on, let me rethink this. Circuits are my weakest point in this game, guys. I apologize. I am terrible even with the simplest stuff like this. Okay, so let's say we have 25,000. So 25,000 minus light oil, so let's say we have 20,000. It's going to be 10,000 D. And then this works if it's, okay. So basically, if this gets below, like, 10,000, or 20,000 below petroleum, this will turn on. So, like, this would have to be 25, and this would have to be, like, 5K, pretty much, because 25 minus 5 is 20, and that's going to be 20D, and then that's what is going to trigger this pump. Hopefully that makes sense. So then it's going to feed into these petroleum, into solid fuel, into rocket fuel production. So that's one thing he did. The other thing he did is just a simple little smart system. I mean, that one's simple, but my brain still breaks on it. This thing is, we've hooked up to a pump. We've put a pump in a tank here, which kind of controls like the light oil out here. So this is basically saying if light oil is over 1,000 in this, it can crack it, right? That's because this is the only way it can get to cracking. Otherwise, it's going to, I mean, this tank would kind of fill up, but because then we need it to go to, obviously, heavy oil to make lube. So this is on every build. And if we come up here, this thing is full on lube, so this obviously is not working. It has 200 and some odd barrels. Plastic is going decently. So that's what Zuri came in and did. He's really good with optimizing builds and stuff like this. It helped a ton. And then also Mojo came in and helped with the rails, because we were having, and this is something that, like, I mean, it's not that, like, I'm incapable of making rail systems, but sometimes, you know, other people see things you don't. Even the best players in the game, you know, sometimes, like, you know, when Zuri and I would play, he would not figure something out, and I'd just look at that and be like, oh, well, let's just do this. So a second set of eyes and different expertise and different perspective can help you get a better idea for something. So we were having throughput issues on here because this line here was in and out. Now, I haven't torn up the outline yet for this, but this was, you know, coming in and trains leaving, and with all these intersections, things were, like, really backed up. So Mojo came in, and what we did is we had we just made this come out this way, so you can see these, like, little like hanger things, like fish hook things, that come out. So this guy pulls out, and instead of going back out and around the stacker like it did, it goes out this way onto this rail here, right? And then all the way out to the main line and out. So basically this is how we enter, and then this is how we exit, which has totally solved the throughput issues, because there's yikes, well, there's no ore, but that's a different problem. because they're not trying to cross in and out here. So that helped a ton. Now, like I said, we are out of ore, which I think is just like we don't have a high enough mining productivity at this point. This one that's like empty most of the time. This one is they're like all going to Iron 3, which is a lot of trains, and Iron 3 is not really equipped to handle that without a much higher mining productivity. So that's why I'm pumping these out. But yeah, so there's that. The base is working. Oil's totally backed up, which is a good sign. Like I said, ore is the problem. You can see a ton of these lines are just empty. Now, part of that is due to drainage of our bus here, but excuse me, I had to yawn. Red circuits and blue circuits are great. Green circuits are doing good. All time, we've done a fair amount of stuff. I mean, this hasn't really been running for that long, but you can see we've already launched 10 more rockets since we checked on that a few minutes ago. And things are going great. At this point, it's really just getting the mining productivity up. I could add more outposts, and that would just solve the issue, which I may do if I want to keep working on the base. But once we do get enough mining productivity, it will start to compensate. It's just, I mean, even once we hit 60, that's only 120%, which isn't that much, honestly, like for this amount of production. So it's just that the miners just aren't working fast enough. I may end up adding another outpost, though, to be honest. Like, there's an iron thing right here. We could just like come off here and then go up and get this other iron. Copper, for the most part, seems in decent shape, honestly. Because copper's up here is actually like all backed up, and most of the iron plate train stuff is doing okay too. It's really just the steel, and that's just because we have, like I said, so many going to one outpost. So I could like set this up for another steel outpost, which would probably be a really great idea, actually. And our little fuel stations are working great. We have radar coverage throughout most of the base, ish. We don't. Did I like not save some of this? I know we had, I don't know where these radars are that are showing this. Mojo placed them, so I'm not entirely sure where he actually put them. Is it here? No, that's a power pole. Oh, it's like right here. It's only on, okay. There you go, guys. That's it. I'm pretty much considering this finished as far as the base goes. Another outpost or two would certainly help, but otherwise things are running great. And I mean, sure, this research taking a little bit, but it is almost 6,000 science packs. So I'm just going to leave the starter base because we could nuke it or something, but it still kind of it's kind of just turned into a big make everything at this point. Because I don't really have like a lot of the intermediate stuff made here. I don't have like level 3 assemblers made here or miner. Well, I do have miners. I don't have like stack inserters made here or anything. So I'm just going to kind of leave this be, and we may continue to work on the base on stream from time to time. I may update episodes, but in terms of the series and, instructional tutorial, part of this, I'm considering it over. So there you go, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a bit of a shorter episode, but it's kind of just the closer, and it took a long time. It was difficult. It was a lot more difficult than I anticipated. I'm going to be honest. It was a very big strain on me to finish this. This is not a complaint whatsoever. It's just reflecting on the fact that this was a far bigger endeavor than I expected it to be. For me, belt bases are far more difficult to build than bot bases, and difficult, like, there's difficult, and some people like difficult. Some people like the challenge. For me, it's not, like, a fun challenge, necessarily. It was a really good experience and such, but if I were to build another Megabase at some point, I would do bots, simply because I'm a lot more comfortable with them. I just enjoy building things with bots a lot more. The whole belt thing was, it was a new thing for me, which is part of why I did this, not only to be instructional for you guys, but to help me learn, which I did for sure. But it was hard getting through parts of it. It was it's just a lot, man. And this base isn't even that huge. Like, you know, compared to Mojo's, which is like double the size, man. I don't know how he did that. I think he's just a lot more comfortable with belts than I am. But I'm really, really happy with it. I really like this lab setup for sure. It's actually a huge relief to be done. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to like get rid of it or anything. You know, maybe for streams, you know, there's a ton of stuff. Like aesthetically we could do, you know, there's like random rails that don't even need to be here anymore. We could like do some cool like concrete brick stuff with patterns or something to kind of make it look nice. More outposts, you know, there's still more we could do. But that's really just stream work and stuff. You know, maybe I could show you the end result on another episode or something. But this is going to pretty much be the conclusion. So actually, with the conclusion, I do not want to renege on my promise here. If I have fuel, I promised Geeson as well as other people that this is the wrong rail line because I'm dumb. That I, as a finishing touch, I'm going to run through the wood burner that Geeson set up. This is something that that was posted on Reddit, where it's like the huge like craziness of trains burning wood. Hopefully I can figure out how to turn it on. That could be interesting. Oh crap, don't run me over, please. Yeah, like we could clean some of this up. I love how the rod control units just extend all the way up to there. But yeah, so hopefully I can figure out how to, because it's not on at the moment. Oh crap, there go my bots. Idiots. We're going to attempt to run through this. I'm going to save. Come on, bots, you can do it. Sweet, they actually made it over without running out of charge. So we're going to run across until we die, which honestly probably won't even be a full length through here. I'm not entirely... Did he just like manual these? Is that what he did? I don't see any smart, so I'm just going to assume that's what he did. I don't know if there's like a timer. I think there's like a time thing in which you need to do this, but we're just going to do it and hope that it doesn't... What? Hello? You dumb? Fuck, what are you doing? Okay. I don't know where they're going, but sure. I don't even know, like, what are these dudes doing in here, dude? Yeah, game, I know. What? Oh, jeez! I guess are they just like... Is there a condition? 5 seconds. Dude, they're just gonna kill each other at these stations. Well, this isn't gonna work too good, dude. They're all... Okay, you guys are idiots. Just go! Okay, we're just gonna manually send these out here. Sure they have enough fuel. Where are you going? Huh? Alright, that should be about good. Alright guys, let's see if we can do this. And now! Run! No! Shit! Oh my god! Alright, round 2. Actually, this is pretty easy. Man, these trains suck. Oh jeez, okay, that made me jump. Oh no! I knew that I was gonna do it. I didn't save either. Lol. It's okay. It's not like I really messed with anything. Alright guys, there we go. You can see the stats as well as a nice ender. Oh man. Alright. Wow, we killed a lot of trees, man. We killed a decent amount of biters too. I don't know how I managed to kill mining drills and stuff, but sure. I'm just looking through these. 10 player kills. Most of these weren't mine because I had subs and patrons come in to help. I mean, this was, I think, like my second death or something in the whole, maybe third in the whole playthrough. But yeah, so there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me through this. I hope you learned quite a bit. I definitely learned stuff. And yeah, I really hope it was just helpful and enjoyable to you guys. Leave any final closing thoughts down below. I always do read those, even if I don't respond. I do read pretty much every comment. But that's going to do it. We got the Earth Science series going now, so you can check that out as my current ongoing series. But until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.